Okay, let's see. We're going. Hello, everyone. This is another one of my little projects here we're doing. Currently, don't have a official title for this. It's just a regular thing. I'm sure I'll figure something out. But for now, I'm here with actually two. I think you're both graduates, aren't you, from the institute?
Yes.
Both, yes. Actually, two fellow graduates from the school I went to last year, the Dr. Rachel Institute. So two fellow sexologists, sex relationship coaches here with me. If you'd like to introduce yourselves real quick.
My name is Olivia Brothers, and like Jonathan said, I went to Dr. Rachel's Institute and graduated from there. I am also a educator of over 23 years, and so I also am a pure romance consultant also. So I have been in the sex industry for a little bit.
Very nice. And Trinette.
I too am a graduate of the Dr. Rachel Institute. I'm also a bedroom candy boutique consultant. And currently I work in the corporate, but I'm trying to transition. But I've been with previous, I've sold, been with previous adult party lines. So this is not my first time.
Very nice. And so just for everybody joining in, whenever you watch this, this is pre-recorded. I think in order to do it live, you have to have one of the packages like I was talking about earlier that I don't currently have. But the video may look very easy. I think you just have to have the package, whatever. So this is pre-recorded, but I'm basically over here. We're just gonna have a bit of a chat, kind of informally, and just about things. There's a lot going on in the world right now, and I think just you can pick your pick and just go on length about anything. But we're just kind of just here to create something, relatable, whatnot, candid, and all that. Just something things we're all kind of going through right now. And so I get to start. We talk about start with of course, the big thing going on right now is still, unfortunately, is COVID-19. A lot of people are quarantined. Are you two both quarantined right now, or?
Well, sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I am in Illinois, so we are just hitting stage 3 release. If you guys know, Lori Lightfoot is our mayor, first LGBT mayor that we've ever had, and Black woman. So she is keeping us really safe in our homes, and we've stayed there. So we are just now on 3. So we are just now being able to go out into the world. We have to wear masks, and then also, of course, social distancing. And if we have any gatherings, no more than 10 people. So it's still quarantine basically for us.
All right. What about for you, Trinette? Where are you located?
Well, I'm located in Arizona, but I am originally from Illinois. I've been here for 3 years. And we're in stage 1. However, our numbers are going back up. So we were just advised today that we have to wear masks everywhere now. Like it's mandatory unless you're running or if you have medical issues, certain stipulations. But the numbers, I think we had over 2,000 people like within 24 hours. So I don't know. We may be, they were starting to lift everything, but we may be going back, into quarantine again. But unfortunately, I'm able to work from home. My job, I was able to work from home. So I continue working and we're still working from home. They don't know when they want to put us back in the offices yet.
Yeah, I work in healthcare. I'm a frontline direct caregiver, so I can't work from home. So I'm one of those essential people. So yeah, there are days I wish I could be quarantined, but I know truthfully I probably would have gotten bored with it in like a week or two and want to go back to work, But yeah, so the first few weeks of it, I mean, once things are really kind of from, I guess, the whole month, probably March, I'd say it was just like hectic. I mean, every day we had to just new procedures, precautions, some way or another, and finally started wearing masks, which for me at this point is really personally, I think, the hardest part, honestly, of the day, just wearing a mask all day, because, I mean, it definitely increases your temperature and probably raises your heart rate and your your respiratory rates and respirations and just everything else. And it's just, you don't get used to, I don't think anybody really has. There's never a moment where I forget that I'm wearing it. Like, I'm constantly aware that I have it on.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
So
Yeah,
how are the numbers looking where you are? Have things started slowing down since you started, or?
I'm in Missouri, for the whole state. I think we are like one of the lowest. My area in particular is very rural. I'm 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away from the most like major metropolitan areas, city, St. Louis. Um, Surrounding counties around me have some cases. We actually thought we had one a while back, but it was confirmed. It was coming back negative. So, but yeah, there's none in my county currently still. Like I said, some nearby. Um, we're not under really a ton of orders. Specifically right now, our governor is kind of he said that he doesn't think Missourians take too well to like blanket orders. So I guess he's kind of taking it step by step, a bit at a time. And I guess again, since our numbers are so low, it hasn't been too crucial as of now. But when I go, grocery shopping to like the nearest other towns around here, you see a mix. Some people wearing masks, some people aren't. It's not mandatory or whatnot. Probably see a lot of elderly people wearing them. Anyone with any, of course, pre-existing conditions is probably going to be wearing one. But other than that, yeah, it's fairly normal, I guess, for the most part. Some restaurants and everything shut down nearby or did curbside only, and then they shut down. The ones that shut down reopened slowly to curbside only and whatnot. And I think for just about all of them now, except for I think the Chinese place, it's they're all pretty much back to normal, business as usual for the most part. So it's stayed pretty steady for us, I guess. The numbers haven't really changed a whole lot. In my area, I really haven't kept up with the state in general because how do you go anywhere right now as it is? I mean, since February, I can probably count on one hand how many times I've left my town and been very selective about doing that, So pretty much working home. That's about it.
Yeah. Well, you guys, the Midwest looking pretty good right now compared to where I am. So, and they say it doesn't like heat, but I don't understand. It's hot here. It's over 100 degrees, and the numbers still spiking. So,
right. So, do you all have families, like married and all, children, parents, whatever?
So I am married, and I actually have a 16-year-old and a 17-year-old, and my mother lives probably 5 minutes away from me, so it's not that far. And the quarantine has been hard because my son was a senior this year, and I had a graduation or prom or any of those things that the kids normally would have for a senior year has been pretty hard on us. My husband is an essential worker, so he went to work every day. So it was kind of hard for the kids, and I feel for everybody, children who are in school are going to be the hardest ones hit when it comes to this. We'll go back to work or go back to normal, as they say, for schools, because the schools aren't going to be able to adapt to the whole distancing and all of that when the kids need to go back.
Right. Yeah, I really kind of wonder how that. I mean, I feel like, well, whenever they do reopen, is it going to be, like gradual? Again, are we going to still be keeping to some of these procedures, or just going to be all out back to, as you were? It's like I can't, as you said, it is kind of hard to imagine them really being able to institute those sort of protocols we've been doing in, like, you know, the stores and restaurants and whatnot. I mean, classrooms are only but so big, and they already pack in, you know, so many people. Are you gonna spread everybody out 6 feet apart? You know, like, I don't see. It's kind of hard to see how they would do that. So yeah, I definitely, I do. I definitely feel for the kids this year graduating. I mean, it's, who would have anticipated this? You know, this time last year, they were probably all geared up and ready, ready for that day, and then it's like,
Yeah.
what the heck? I mean, we're all blindsided by it, but, you know, who would have? It really sucks for them. I mean, you know, it's like their year, a special moment, and they don't get to really experience it, you know, the typical way. I mean, I know a lot of people are modifying it, but not the way, you know, normally would.
One good thing is that they did do like graduation parades and things like that. So they came around and did like um, in their cars and did graduation things. They put out signs for all the seniors at the schools, at their houses, so that people knew that they were seniors for the year. And they also did graduation ceremonies, so they actually got to walk the stage, but it was literally only the parents and whatever sibling lived in the house. That's it, and the child. Like there couldn't be anybody else. So it was different because my mom couldn't come, my sisters couldn't come, like because they didn't live in the actual house with us. So it was hard. And then even for him picking his school for college, we ended up him staying home and doing college here instead of going to his dream school because of the fact that right now they don't know how they're going to open up for even school.
Right. Yeah, that's another thing I kind of wondered about. I know some people applying to local colleges here, and which I guess they would in a way. A lot of people do go. I mean, not everybody, you know, moves away. Some people were already planning to take certain programs at the nearest college here. But I do wonder, like, how the admissions process is working right now, and because for the people I know who were already pre-existing students before this all happened, were you know, they're still doing everything online and whatnot. But I mean, for certain things, you know, if you have a whole year where you're not accepting, you know, like nursing students, which is pretty much everybody I know normally goes into. I mean, that would affect the output, you know, a year, 2 years, 3 years, however long from now. That output, you know, and that's obviously something that's already always constantly in demand. We never have enough as it is. But just imagine the lack that there'd be, you know, in the coming years if you have a whole, even just 1 year where you don't accept any new students. I mean, I can just imagine just worldwide or just nationally what that would do to the output. You know, it'd be really not something I want to see. But changing gear just a little bit, I think having you two here, you know, don't really want to can't really talk about this without talking about relationships, really not just romantic ones, but any kind. You know, how are you all dealing with just any in general? If you know your partners or your spouses, your kids, your family, extended family, close family, whoever, whatever. Just how your friends, how you guys kind of navigating personal relationships right now.
Well, here and when I relocated, we didn't know anyone here, so it's just me and my kids here. But I have wanted to. I've been wanting to go back home, but because of this, and the flights are so cheap right now. But because of this, I'm just almost, I'm afraid to take the chance to go through the airport to get on the plane. And so I keep putting it off. I was going to go, I was looking at July, and they said the numbers went back up. So it's kind of hard, but I am happy my son attends school online. When we moved here, they have it here where they can go to public school, but they can do it online from home if they don't want to actually go into school. So he's been home, and so I'm glad I don't have to worry about that, because I would probably be concerned about him going back too with the transition. They have, my kids have medical conditions. So, they have like asthma and things like that. And that was one of the things that they mentioned. And so I'm glad that he was able to continue here. And then he don't have to go back next year. I know they're trying to work that out now, his school too, as far as transitioning back to going to the classroom. But it's difficult. I do have friends that I've been talking to, though, just wondering how their relationships has been going during this time. And I have, there are a couple that it hasn't affected them. They've gotten closer, but, there are some that this has been a lot for. I just spoke to one of my friends earlier this week. They're getting divorced. It's just, just being in there, I guess you have to, you when you work and you work days and somebody work nights, and but then when you're there, and you have to be there with them and all that comes out. So it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle for some.
For me, my relationship hasn't changed. My husband, like I said, he goes to work anyway. So, and I've been home the last 2 years because I used to take care of my grandmother, like I talked to you before about Jonathan. And so now I just stay home with the kids and I work from home. So it's the same. It hasn't really affected us. We actually, we just do more things together as a family. I guess for me, my relationship with my kids has gotten closer because we are home all day long. So that has been the best, and especially being teenagers. It's really good. So now my kids really sit, we talk. My son's a late night talker. So like he'll tell me all of the business with him and whoever he's talking to at the time that I need to know about or ask me about. And then my daughter and I do a lot of stuff during the day. I have a garden and stuff like that. So we do activities during the day. So that's good. Friend-wise, it's actually made me closer to my best friend during this time. I've actually rekindled a friendship with one of my best friends that I had when I was younger. So it was good with that. But I haven't really seen too many issues, which is good.
Yeah, that is good. I've been, I think I said, I don't know if I made a post about this or not, but a thought that I've had, and I really wish I could just be like a fly on the wall in some homes in America, especially the beginning phases of this, just to see, how things are going for some people, because I'm curious. Like, I know it's just been a drastic change for some people. I mean, especially you go from, I mean, just imagine, I guess, a couple both working, their 9 to 5 or whatever hours, full-time jobs, kids, in school, sitter, whatever. And then you're all coming together, and then,
Yes.
mom's sick, mom's elderly, you got your in-laws living with you now, their situation, and you're all just on top of each other all of a sudden. I mean,
Yes.
it was a drastic change. I mean, I can just imagine for some people how, just like, like a whirlwind all of a sudden, just suddenly, just like you blink and your whole world is just different. And then I think some people, you look at the blessings of it. For some people, I'm sure, and then for others, it's maybe hasn't been so much. And there's so many issues that come up that I just kind of wonder about, how people are dealing with communication and intimacy and routine, just daily life things and whatnot. Just everything is just just different. I don't know. I've just been so curious, and some people, have opened up and talked a little bit here and there, but for the most part, yeah, was always very curious to know how it's going. You turn on TV and you talk shows now, looks like this. It's just completely different. You're gone. Nobody's. I think on The View or some show, they I don't know how they do it. It looks like they're still in the studio, but probably, I guess, different rooms or portion. I don't know. I think one of them, I work. I kind of catch glimpses here and there. I think unlike the talk, I think they're just all at home, chilling, just doing like this. Just doing
The same
on
thing
their home.
with Food Network. I've been watching them, and instead of them being in the studio on The kitchen, they've had the quarantine edition where they're all filming separately from their homes. They have their families like recording them now instead of being in the studio.
Right.
So
Yeah, I
these,
mean, we had to adapt. That's the thing about people, the human race. You know, there's a lot of stupidity that we say about. We're smart too. You know, we know how to adapt. We know how to make
right.
the best out of things and how to just adapt and navigate and figure out the
Mm-hmm.
situation to make it work to, however we need to. So,
Right.
I mean, you definitely see a lot of creative ideas,
Mm-hmm.
when these situations come up. People
Yes.
get bored for one thing, so you got to keep yourself entertained and
Right.
whatnot. So, I mean, it's been interesting. I don't know. I don't really like to think about or talk about entertaining the idea of, whenever this all ends, because really, I don't know. I mean, nobody does, and some people said it could go on for a year and a half, and I just can't imagine wearing that mask any longer. That's my thing.
I
While
know.
other people just
Yeah.
want to get out of the house. That's the one thing that didn't change for me. I still go to work every day, but I just can't imagine just going about how things are right now
Right.
for
Yeah.
another year, year and a half. I mean, personally, I don't know. I can't see it, but I mean, we don't know. It's just time will tell, I
Yeah.
guess. I mean,
I think that a lot of people are in your situation where you're like, oh, I don't know, I can't see it going on. I think too, for what I've been telling people, even like in my small groups that I have on Facebook and things like that, is like, don't be scared to say how you feel about what's going on right now. Like you said, communication is key. Like you have to have that communication in any type of relationship, but you also need to be able to say it to yourself. Like, dude, I'm scared. I don't know what's going on. Um, I'm nervous. Say it to yourself so that you know like how you feel and acknowledge those feelings so that you can keep going on. I think for me, I do a lot of like meditation and things like that just to get my mind right before I even go out, because for me, I'm scared to go outside, but I have to start living again because I let those 3 months that we were in quarantine affect me and like go through depression and stuff like that. So I had to realize like, dude, I can't let this stay in my mind. I have to keep moving forward, because if I don't, and I'm showing everybody else around me that this can shut us down. And
Mm-hmm.
so that for all of us, especially as all of us being sexologists, like we really need to make sure that we focus on making sure that anybody we work with understands that you have to acknowledge your feelings, just like when we do our couples therapy and things like that, that they have to acknowledge their feelings. And then from there, once they acknowledge them, they can then live through them.
all right.
Yep. And then this will pass. I just keep in my head that this is just something we're going through. This will pass. We will be post COVID-19.
Absolutely.
So
Like we have for every other disease out there that seems to pop up every 100
right.
years. I don't mean to cut you guys off, but I don't. It says just a recording, but like I said, I only set it for about 30 minutes. I'm not going to slide it over that. I'm hoping it doesn't come out in the editing, kind of funny. But you don't have to disconnect yet. But I'm going to go ahead and end the recording real quickly. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for everybody who's watching. Might go for longer next time, but
Well, thank you for presenting this platform too. Thanks.
Yes,
for
thank
sure.
you.
So as of now, let's go ahead and end the recording real quickly, and we'll just catch you guys later.